Hi, this video is just to show you how to use printing ranges and page setup in Excel. It's one of those things that a lot of people tend to struggle with because it's not always very obvious. This video is using Excel 2010 and there are significant differences using Excel 2010 versus 2007, so I'll have to do a separate video for that. Okay, what I've got here is just some dummy data that I've set up, contact information. As you can see, it goes right along to column K, and there are quite a few rows that go down to row 54. So the first thing we would do if we wanted to print out this document is we would highlight all of the data, and we would go in the page layout ribbon into print area and select set print area. Now what that's going to do is all of those cells that we've just selected down to row 54 across to column K, that is now going to become our print area. So that when we go to File and click on Print, we will see a print preview then of the area that we've selected. So the first thing that you can see is this area here is all the options of what we can do with this print. On the right hand side here, this is a preview of how it's going to display. Now the first thing I always look at is right down here. It tells us that this is going to print onto 4 pages, and what we're looking at here is page 1 of those 4 pages. We can use the scroll bar here just to scroll down through the pages. So if we scroll down, that's what page 2 is going to look like. So basically that's the last set of rows that don't fit onto the first page. Page 3 is going to give us from address 2 those columns on the end, and then address 4 is going to give us those last couple of rows that don't fit as well. Now obviously when we print that out, it's going to be pretty much useless, so we're going to need to amend some of the print settings using these options here just to make it a bit more user friendly and what we need. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would look at portrait orientation. So as you can see, if we just scroll back up to page 1, this is in portrait. If we were to switch that to landscape, then it's going to put the columns across the page as opposed to going down the page. So if you click on there, you get 2 options, portrait or landscape. So we just click landscape, and you'll see that preview automatically amend. And the last column that we've got is called notes. So we can see from that already that this is only including columns up to postcode. So it's still going to print on 4 pages, so we still need to do some further tweaking with it. Okay, and again, this is why people struggle with this, because this is very obvious. The no scaling option here, if you click on there, it gives us the option of no scaling, which it defaults to, so that's just printing the actual size that it is. This option will squeeze everything onto 1 page, regardless of whether it's going to come out titchy tiny. This one is going to fit all of the columns onto 1 page, and this one will put all of the rows on 1 page. So just to show you the different options, if I click on fit sheet on 1 page, it's going to put everything all on 1 page, and we'll see how titchy tiny this goes and whether it looks feasible. Okay, so that's everything all fit on now. We're not going to be able to read that though, so it's not really practical. So I think what we'll go back and we'll just say fit all the columns onto 1 page. So it's then going to give us 2 pages, but it's going to have all of the columns on each page. So as you can see, that's already a little bit more bearable by the look of it. And when we scroll down, our page 2 is going to have all the same information, but what it is missing is the title, the headers, so we're not going to know what those columns are effectively. So what I would do here is I would just press escape to take us back to the spreadsheet. And what we can do is in the page layout ribbon, we can click on print titles. And here we can select rows that will repeat at the top of each page. So if you click into that box, you can then go back onto your spreadsheet and just highlight the first 2 rows. And what that's going to do is on every page, it's going to make rows 1 and 2 repeat every time. And then you can click OK. And then when we go back to print, we can then see the difference that's going to make on page 2 for us. So page 1 is as we wanted it, and then page 2 is the other half of the rows that didn't fit on the first page, but with the titles, so it's going to be a little for us. What we can also do here, we've got this option, and this is margins, so we can just amend the margins where they're going to go. You can customise them and actually put in the specific centimetre spaces that you want, so you can just have a little play with that one as well. And obviously you've got the number of copies there, and then just press print when you're ready to go. Okay, I hope that was useful for you. Thanks.